All right. Hello and welcome to Drunken Dragon Gaming, where the drinks are cold, the meals are warm, and the games are on fire. Tonight, we're doing a little bit of the GURPS. It's going to go a little different tonight. We're not actually really going to be playing a whole lot. One of our players is out sick, and so he's not able to join us. So going to take this opportunity to be able to sit down with SavageGM, and we're going to do a little bit of the world building and let y'all get to have a vision into how world building and stuff is done within a game. So this doesn't wind up being GURPS specific, and I'll still respond to chat as SavageGM and myself are talking and going through things. So you'll probably wind up seeing a lot of scabbard tonight, which is what we use for our area to contain all of our information and all that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to be able to get some of this done. We're going to be working on languages of different areas and different countries and what they've got, and just kind of filling out some of the details on some of the places. So, hey, Bill, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Oh, and I got my music working again, so I'm happy about that. So now we just got to see how the stream goes. All right. All right, and we are live. So, like we were talking about just before I kick this off, looking at the regional influences and what kind of languages you would have in those areas. Now, because it's been hundreds of years, there's some that, the language will have, mutated And there's others that may have adopted an entirely new language.
Yeah.
Kind of like Junked. Junked adopted, they wound up with more of the Cyrillic alphabet and have more of that Russian language, because it's a blend of the Dwarven and the empire that used to be over this region, but that empire really didn't wander into the mountains a whole lot. And being mainly desert people, they weren't really interested in the mountains. They were interested in the green open fields over there, massive farming opportunities.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if nothing else, I do know the history of my world.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's definitely something there.
There we go. So yeah, I don't know if you can see my stream, but I've got the map up so that I can kind of easily talk about what we're wanting to talk about. More specifically, the absolutely gorgeous map that you made.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Hey, I got to give you props where props are due.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still working on little regionals, though, too. So when I'm not doing something else, like writing content.
For your own games, yes.
Yeah.
Frostbite, how you doing, buddy? Hey, Frostbite, so a little bit of a change up tonight. I will be talking with chat because tonight we're going to be doing world building with SavageGM. One of our players had to call out sick. He's not feeling well. So we're going to take this opportunity to kind of fill out some details in the world.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's keep looking at Delphos for now, since that's where we're at.
Yeah.
The way I look at world building is you only build what you need. You have a framework or an outline for everything else, but yeah, building what you need. Okay, so.
Well, it's for me, it's a build what I need, but also what I already know, because I've run campaigns up in Basone, I've run campaigns up in Delphon, had a brief campaign over in Sapth, so Delphos, and I had a big campaign over in Melhorm, which is right next to Delphos.
So the nation's primary language. What are we going to call it?
Okay, so I'm looking at a regional language that is going to be mainly spoken in Calcera, Melhorm, and Delphos. And I'm sorry, I just thought about this. A language that we want to make sure to put in there. I don't want to use it as common. I don't want to call it common because common gets confusing. People don't understand what common actually is. So I'd like to have a language that's actually listed as merchant speak.
Well, I did come up with a name for it.
Okay.
Actually.
Yeah, because the concept on it is that the language isn't good for getting across complicated pieces of information. It's great for doing I'll give you so many of these coins for that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I called it Etheran.
Etheran.
Yeah, ETHARAN.
I like it.
Trade language known throughout the world, local dialects notwithstanding. It's a mash of Altan, Burakan, and Ramirian.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, it's actually on your language page.
Should probably also include it being a mix of Grandalese. Man, it got so warm today. it got warm enough to where my air conditioner almost cut on in the house.
Yeah. Okay, trade language. Okay, Romarian. And what else?
Grandalese, Grandlese. It's not a. That's kind of a put a pin in that name. I'm not sold on it. I'm thinking of the primary language that would have been spoken by that Eastern Empire that had taken over this area back in the past. I never fleshed out that empire. I fleshed out Remeria heavily.
Do you remember what the name of the empire was?
I never gave it a name.
Okay.
I did the whole. It took over this space.
Yeah, that's kind of how I did some things with mutants.
Well, I mean, I've got a language that I wanted to use, but I realized that, especially since someone will be streaming and whatnot, the name's technically copyrighted.
Yeah.
However, because I'm not selling.
What?
Let me. Yep, give me a second. I'm walking out here to grab my Vox with my information.
It was an empire.
Yes.
Instead of
I'm
using the name generator thing, but
that's
it's smarter to use an empire name derived.
Ruins of Empire. Here we go. That's where Sown. Gore, no. Moria, no. Alame, no. Tornin, no. Elena, no. Eastern Marches, this is what I'm looking for. Oserd. The Oserd Empire. Oserde. Very sultanesque.
Okay, and it would be Oshtur. That would be the name, Oshtur.
So, yeah, I mean, that's one where the language is basically the same as the name of the empire.
Pretty much. Oshturdi. Oshtur.
Well, because we don't say the Romans spoke Romanese.
Yeah, I know, but this would lend itself to, Italy is Italian. Oshtur, it would probably be Oshtur.
Mm-hmm.
Proper grammar at least.
Or Osserdian.
Could be that too. Could be shortened to, it could be.
Now,
Oshturdian.
grabbing my other book.
But if the language ends in a vowel, or the nation ends in a vowel, it will tend to be an IN, like Italy, Italian.
Right.
As opposed to, because English speak English, it's English. French speak French, it's French.
Yeah, so
It could be Oshtur or Oshturdian, or Oshtur.
So for me, one of the big influences for my world was birthed from the Birthright campaign setting that came out at the very tail end of 2nd edition D&D. One of the things that I loved about it that made it so different from all other D&D campaigns I'd ever played was that they had different races of humans. and that the different races of humans had cultural differences, and their cultural differences actually gave them, because you remember back with D&D or Pathfinder even, where playing an elf gives you a +2 to Dex, gives you a -2 to Constitution, so on and so forth. They did the same thing with the humans, but it was a +1 and a -1 to a stat.
Yeah.
So still kept it human, but gave it a little something extra. I felt like it gave some nice flavor. And that's one of the things that I had imparted into this world when I was running it in D&D. But I never actually gave my different human races names, because I figured the names of the different human races would be dependent on their country.
Yeah, it'd be a cultural thing.
Yes, like ethnicity traits.
Exactly.
So the Oshtur, in the book, in the campaign setting that I was pulling from, they had a race there called the Kanasi. And those humans had a predilection to magic. That they were more attuned to being able to use different types of magic. But the thing that made them really stand out to me was one of their cultural things, and that was what was it that actually made a person wealthy? And your wealthiness was not derived by how much did you own or anything like that. It was how hospitable are you? So if somebody comes to visit you, how hospitable are you to them? And that was one of their big pieces. So if you were inhospitable and your neighbors found out you were inhospitable, you damn near get exiled. Now, I'm not saying I'm pulling all of that, but that was some of the flavor that I was working with. And the Kanasi also were darker skinned. Had the Turkish and Middle Eastern look to them. So, but Delphos, like I said, lots of influences from a lot of different directions.
Yeah. Yes. Calcium. Oh no, wait. Delphi.
We got Delphos, Calcer, and Melhorn.
Melhorn. That's a language or it's pretty common in that area.
Yep.
Okay. And are we going to go with Ording? Osirian?
Let's go with that for now, because another name's not coming to mind right this second. Actually, the more I think about it, I like the one you had better. Instead of going to Osirian, I like the Osirda.
Osirdi?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just
It does. Oh, and that way I don't have everything being E's or Ian, Hey, Mustafa, what's going on? Oh, and we hit a big landmark this week, Scott. Hit 300 subscribers this week.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
Probably ought to include that in Valskardis as well.
Yeah, okay.
But Valskardis kind of has its own language.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Would
Well,
it also include Alamir? Because that's kind of on that peninsula, too.
Alamir wound up with... they've got a weird language. It's kind of like that, but it'd be as if you took the... Osirda and Remirian and blended it together into a language. It's like, as impossible as it is, but, we have English, but it's like mixing Spanish and German together, which is basically English.
In a way, yeah.
And I had Remirian as being very much akin to a Germanic tongue.
I kind of want to say Gothic would be the term for that, maybe, that language.
Yeah.
But I don't want to use the word Gothic.
No, well, because you got the Franks as well. The Franks and the Goths both had a Germanic tongue. What did they refer to it as in real life?
Dig up.
Gothic is an extinct East Germanic language that was spoken by the Goths. Yay, that helped me so much.
Yeah, because the Visigoths also fell into that too.
Yeah. And I checked for the Bronx, and they just called it Old French.
Okay, I got it. Because I got this one from the name generator.
Oh, Teutons. Teutonic. That sounds like a bad medical issue, the Teutonic Plague.
Well, it's also related to the Nazis because they were all tricky about that.
True.
Try this on for size.
Yep.
Vokrian.
Okay.
Vokrian. That sound good?
Yeah. Actually, I actually like that because that gives us some ancient languages to work with, especially with you doing your Second Age stuff with your character. And so then when I bring up stuff that is written in X language, that's some ancient language, you'll be able to go, hey, I've got that.
Okay, so they speak Vokrian in Alamir. Okay. And we gotta come up with a language for Calcio, Dalefest, Melhorn, Falscardus. Something probably with an ish.
All right, primary country was that.
So which one's the primary?
Melhorn.
Melhorn? Mm-hmm.
Which eventually devolved into city-states, which is why.
Screw it, Mellish.
Yeah, that's what I was actually kind of going there.
Yeah, I've gotten real good doing coming up with stuff.
Well, I know you have. That's why I was excited to, be able to do a little world building and fleshing out some things. Because unfortunately, with my current workload at work and whatnot, I've wound up with zero time to work on stuff. It used to be that I would take, my time where I had, quiet times or whatnot, and I'd sit down and work on this stuff. The quiet times, I don't have those.
Yeah, that's true. I have some.
I mean, hell, I'm going to have to go to Portland for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that totally blows.
It does. Of course, there's some languages I'll pull out of my butt while we're playing. And then y'all get angry at me because y'all go, that's not on the language list.
Well, that's why I'm trying to help with the language list. I'm sure we got new people coming in.
Yep. Well, and I'm trying to make sure that we've got plenty of information here. And the just so chat knows, we have a new player for the Mutants game, so there may be a possibility that we may switch discussion over to that at some point in time during the stream.
Yeah, we got to introduce that guy.
Of course, who knows? He might jump in here and listen to what we're talking about and go, oh, what is this?
Yeah, so we got Alton on the list. That's your last human empire.
Yep.
And I got Burakan, which is spoken in the Southern Kingdom, so it could be more of a... since there's a large ocean down there, maybe that's more of a sea trader language.
Yeah. With Delphos, we should have it with 10% Remirian.
Yeah, I'm just doing the language list.
Yeah. I was just that brain kicked in for a second.
Okay, so you said Delphos 10%.
Delphos will have a 10% of the people in Delphos speak Remirian.
Oh, that's nice.
Hey, Gwen, how are you? How'd your town building go? I appreciate that. So what you're watching right now and hearing is myself and SavageGM. We're working on some more of the world building of my work. It is hard, absolutely. That's why I built where I did in the game, because it made my city planning easier. But like I said, you are welcome to join me on Sunday when I play Medieval Dynasty. You can come check out the town. You can even build your own house. Or you can kick somebody out of their house and move into it.
Did we ever come up with a name for that Southern Ocean?
No, we didn't.
All right.
I was double checking some of that, trying to see if we give them some names.
Yeah.
That
I'll probably come up with something here soon.
That'd be awesome, Gwen. Yeah, I mean, I should be kicking off that stream around probably around 2 o'clock Eastern time. So that's probably around 6 hours, I think, is our difference. So puts it at either 7 or 8 p.m. your time. And then, of course, we got enshrouded on Saturday. Which you're also welcome to join.
Yeah, and we wouldn't mind suggestions from the audience also on some of these names. Feeling like you want to get involved.
Oh yeah, we're perfectly open for suggestions for the things that we're looking for here. So, right now we're coming up with names of languages for different areas of the world. So I've been kind of giving some descriptions of what the culture and stuff, the cultural influences of the past. Well, thank you, Gwen. So Scott made this map. If I go back, I think... No, I already updated the map. Darn.
You did.
So this map was hand-drawn originally. I've been building this world since around 1993-ish. And then Scott was kind enough to help update it into modern day technology, making use of Incarnate, and took my map. And I mean, the tracing he did was spot on. Yeah, I mean, this had to taken hours.
You know, there it is. The Bukhar Sea.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's what we'll call it. Bucharc. And it may actually connect to an ocean somewhere else, but I think that's good enough.
So Gwen says she's very impressed with your map, Scott.
Oh, thanks.
She says
So
very
regionals too.
Yep. We've got regionals. So if we go over here to Delphos, I can go to its map. And this map, I love the work he did to this. This is a map we're actually using in game right now because this is where the campaign, the story's happening at.
Of course, now that you've told me that it's got a Persian influence, I may have to relook some of those names.
So, but well, it's got Persian and Elvish and because this whole area, this whole Kyrian wilderness, and where Misery Castle is, and everything, and even farther south of that was all Elven lands. So, what we call it now may not be what it was called then. Now, it's one of the favorite things I have with storylines when I start providing, ancient documents and it references an area, and y'all are going, and the players and the characters should be going and looking at the map going, I don't see that anywhere. Where the heck are they talking about? And they gotta look at the description and get a better, they'll hear a description of where the rivers collide. Or something like that, and then you can take into that and say, oh, okay, that's going to be up in this region, I think. And then it's a matter of exploring and trying to find, where it is that they're trying to get to. Now, granted, I also try not to make it where, they spend 10 sessions trying to find out where they're supposed to be going to, because if they travel up here and then find out that's not where they're supposed to be, they double check the map and then look at a river somewhere else and going, oh wait, there's a fork over there too, let's go over to the other side of the country and check that. That gets old real fast.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that spot between Doria and Alamir, that's going to be maybe the Bucharc or Bucharc.
Okay.
So
that space there.
That. Yeah. And also thinking that Vokrian, not only is it spoken in Alamir, but maybe Hulfgar and somewhat in Doria.
Oh, Gwen appreciated your forest name on Delphos. Let's see. I'm going back over here. She saw the name that was in French.
Oh yeah. But now I got to find something that's Persian now. Because Chris changed the culture of the whole country.
I didn't change it. This is how it's always been.
Uh-huh.
Just because I didn't tell you.
Exactly.
Nice. Yeah, and there's no problem with keeping that because you still got the Remirian influence, so you don't have to change the name.
No, the thing else is like some of those are specifically Spanish, English, and French names.
Oh, okay. Savage's voice is a bit low. Okay, I'll turn him up.
Oh, please turn me up. Turn me on.
How about that? Is that better?
Is it better? All right. Yeah, I also have my mic away from my face. I'm putting it like right here at the corner of my mouth.
Okay.
Mustache distance.
That starts sounding like you're chewing on your microphone.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So we got one primary language in Delphos.